What's happening? I got my man Kevin here today. We're getting some good hiking in. We're doing some martial flex mobility training and some C-lot stuff up here. But this is the Kali Center channel, and we're also training some Kali. I want to work some empty hands and show you guys some of the basic entries on your empty hand skills. So if you like this type of training with the empty hands, hit the thumbs up button. If you're new to Kali Center, make sure you are subscribed to the channel here, and let's get to the training. So it doesn't really matter what lead we're going to start off with, because it's important that you train all these techniques in both leads, okay? In both leads, against both leads, all that stuff. I'm going to kind of leave that up to you in your training to explore, okay? And so we're just going to teach it and kind of show it you guys. All right, so right now we're both in the left lead, so that's cool. That's cool. I could be in the right lead, I could be in the left lead here, and Kevin could switch. So we have 3 basic entries, but stick with me because I want to give you a 4th option as well. That's kind of a less common one. So make sure you watch, all the way through so you don't miss that one. So as he's coming in with this jab, right, we're going to work off the jab first because it's just very easy and easier to learn the movements here. So off of that jab, our first one is our outside entry. Outside because I am outside of the attack or outside of the center line. So the entries here are a combination of 2 parries. We have a 1 parry, which comes across, and then the 2 parry, which we're going to use the forearm here. So I go parry 1, which is what protects the head, and then parry 2, this is the entry. And this could be a hit, this could be an eye jab or something, or a back fist, right? I can strike him with it. This could also be like a destruction on the limb. I can come in and try to pop that elbow or pop this tricep right here and start causing some sort of destruction right there. Now, sometimes the destructions work, sometimes they're effective, sometimes they're not, especially to the outer arm right there. And you have to be careful with the outside entry. This is a little bonus for you guys when you're working this out, because when he's really good, he can destroy my entry by bending his elbow, and then I just run into a destruction. And when you're going at full speed, that elbow right there has enough to actually start cracking some bones. Is it going to shatter the bone? Probably not, but you'll start getting some fractures, and it doesn't feel good, all right? So I like on the outside entry, we're training on a little bit of a cliff here, but on the outside entry, I like going all the way in. And plus, that's really what the entry is all about, right? Because the entry part is, boom, now I can come in and get my multiple strikes off, right? So that's our first one, which is outside entry, right here. The second one is our split entry. And I'm gonna have Kevin just kind of turn around right here, right? Let's take it off the right lead now so that you can see it. So we have that outside entry, and then we have the split entry. And the split entry is that I'm splitting the line right here. I'm on the outside, my body's on the outside, but my attacking, the entry part, is on the inside. So I'm splitting that line. Let's look at our options here. I can go into a destruction here on the bicep. I can go and jam his combination from coming out. I could attack him up on the high line, going right for the eyes. I could even start attacking to the low line. I can go into the groin, right? I can go into the floating rib or to the liver right here. So you have a lot of different options, but it's still working off of the principle of split entry. Sometimes we can't do that. Sometimes we got to work on the inside, and so we need an inside entry option where I still parry it, and then right away, if we go to the inside, we got to shut down that combination from coming out. Okay, that's very important. So you could come up and get the shot in right away. You could come low here. You could go into a destruction. Sometimes for beginners, we like training the destruction because it's just kind of easier to learn how to get these hands to work together. But for me personally, if you want my input, inside entry, I always want to smother this other hand. Then we can grab onto it, kind of going into some dumog, and then right away we're working on the inside there. And so those are our 3 main entries right there. Our outside entry, our split entry, and our inside entry right here. So you need a little bit of footwork on that reverse triangle footwork. I'll leave a video up here. If you don't know what that is, I'll leave a video up here. Go check out the necessary footworks for training your Kali. And those are our 3 basic entries. Make sure that you train those on both leads. So if he's on the left lead right here, right, you work it out. I have my outside entry, I've got my split entry, and my inside entry. He switches leads. I got my outside entry, my split entry, and my inside entry. Once you work both sides, now you can start dealing with combinations. And this is where I want to leave it to you for you to explore in your training. But let's give a couple examples of this. So he comes out, one, I go for an outside entry, that cross starts to come in, and maybe I try to work another outside entry on the other side. Maybe I get that. So I set a goal for myself. This is the drill. Outside entry to outside entry. 1, 2, right there. Maybe I can't get that outside entry on that second one, and I have to go into a split. Or maybe I can't get that split. So I go outside, and I have to stay on the inside. Go ahead, throw it. I have to stay on the inside right here. I don't know. You have to be able to flow with the energy and what you can get. Okay? And it doesn't always have to start with an outside entry. I can start with an inside entry right here. Maybe he still gets to fire that off. So I have to bring this to an outside entry, or I have to come into a different technique here. This is still an outside entry, but it's just a little bit different, right? Maybe I start with a split entry. As he comes out, I can get to the outside entry right here. So you got to play around a little bit. This is why it's really important that you train both the right side and the left side. So that way you can start dealing with combinations. There's a fourth option that is more rarely taught. Okay, and I'll go ahead and show you that right now, which is the reverse split entry. All right, so split entry, I'm going to parry, and then my secondary hand comes in. Reverse entry, reverse split, I'm going to parry with the secondary hand, and then the first hand is going to come in. And this one's really nice because from here, right, you can start getting into different types of dumog positions and takedowns and throws. You know, once I have them here, I can come in, boom, and I come into different kinds of throws to the ground and all that stuff. So it just gives you some different options. And the idea here of working these different entries is that, you know, you don't always know where your hands are, you know, because I might be fighting this guy, whatever, and then I turn around and my hands are kind of still in this position, right? I'm going to have to move to the inside there, even though I might prefer the outside position. I'll set up for the outside here. I hear something behind me. I look, and then, boom, I got to go to the inside here, right? Or my hands are kind of here. I look, I got to go into a reverse split entry there. So that's why it's really important to have these different options, right? There's no one tool for all the jobs. You know, sledgehammers are really good when you're looking at just, you know, destruction. And, but sometimes you got to be a little more crafty. So give these entries a try, work those first 3. Those are your fundamentals. And then once you have those down, play around with that reverse entry. All right. Thanks so much to Kevin. Make sure to say hi and thank you to Kevin down below. We're going to get back to our training. We got some movement stuff. If you want to check out kind of what we're also working on as far as our movement and mobility, check out my other channel at Martial Flex. I'll have the link down below and at the end of this video. Go catch us over there on that other channel because we got other really cool training and stuff going on over there. All right. See y'all next time. If you want to advance your training, head over to KaliCenter.com. Go check out the online school. We got the empty hand stuff, the weaponry stuff, all that stuff over there. All right, we're out.